Okay.
Welcome back to Twin Terror. I'm David.
And I'm Gary.
We all wanted to see what was going on behind the scenes before we start a video. I figured might as well just start recording.
Someone did ask that in the comments. They said, I really would like to see what goes on behind the scenes before you hit record. I was thinking,
so we'll pretty much start over. We'll skip the part where my mom wants Gary to be her personal Uber for city-related things.
Yes. Yeah, my mom, she's 90. She had a little bit of a health setback recently, so she's not really driving, and she's living with our sister who lives near me. So now I'm becoming her Uber driver.
Anyway, so you were saying about Trump's health.
Yes, so he has his annual physical every 6 months.
Yes, and I was pointing out that Caroline Levitt said this was his normal annual physical. I said, which I guess they're having a real hard time getting the messaging straight.
Yeah, because when you tell the truth, it's easy to tell the same story over and over and over again. It's only when you start bullshitting that things start getting off the rails,
Yeah, he had his exam in April.
Yeah, and in April he had taken the Montreal Cognitive Exam.
Is that where you identify various various things that you would only see in Montreal, like a Canadiens jersey or some maple syrup or I don't know.
Here's one of the tests.
Some poutine. Gary, you haven't learned in all this time that you cannot show a phone on our screen because it won't show up.
That is terrible. But it's a picture, like a pencil outline of a lion, a rhinoceros, and a camel. And you have to name what the animals are. That's one of the questions. But you see, I think I would have only scored a 29 because...
Why don't you make that the thumbnail so people can understand what you're talking about?
Yeah, the chubby unicorns?
No, the pencil drawing of the Montreal test.
Yeah, because unicorn was not a selection, so I'm really confused.
Anyway,
but yeah, he was so proud that he scored a 30 points on this thing, and it's just like, so if he said he scored 30 or 30, he scored something less than that, right?
Yeah, perfect score, perfect health. It's funny how in April he was the paragon of health. He was 6'3" and 220 pounds, and then by July, he weighs like 290 pounds, and he's got Venus deficiency. It's like, boy, did that guy fall off a cliff in like 3 months' time.
Yeah, there was one thing he had said that kind of struck me as unusual. So after his April appointment, they got him quoted saying, overall, I felt I was in very good shape. Trump said after his appointment, a good heart, a good soul, a very good soul. So it just makes you wonder, okay, so that he just said that his heart sucks and he's questioning the quality of his soul, which makes sense for why all of a sudden now he's like, well, if I get the Peace Prize, that's demonstrating to God that I've got a good soul.
Yeah, and was it August? It was August or September where he was saying, they say I'm not doing so well, so
I'm on the bottom of the totem pole.
I'm on the bottom of the totem pole, so maybe if I could pull off this Peace Prize, I could get into heaven.
Yeah,
type of thing.
Yeah. Someone has put his mortality into his sights.
Right.
And nothing says mortality is in your sights as your annual exam every 6 months.
Exactly.
I mean, they could have spun it anyways. If this peace plan it sounds like Israel and the peace plan in Gaza. It sounds like both sides are looking like they're going to agree to it.
Hey, we threw cards on that and kind of saw that happening.
And they were saying that he may fly out to Egypt for the signing. They're sort of non-committal about it.
Yeah, it's kind of like opening up a new Trump Tower. Everybody else does the work, that he goes in and pees on it.
Yeah. But the thing is, they could have passed this Walter Reed exam. It's kind of a pre-flight physical. He's about to travel to Egypt.
How about the guy's got chronic venous deficiency? Out of an abundance of caution, we decided that he should get checked out because it's going to be a long flight. We want to make sure he's in the best shape possible to help seal the deal on this peace plan.
Yeah.
How reasonable does that sound?
Yeah, exactly. But they don't do that. They say it's an annual physical, and he has bruising on the back of his right hand because he shakes too many hands, and he takes aspirin.
And what cankles?
So there you go. This is kind of what we do before we hit record. So how do you want to approach this?
You go right ahead. You start. Look at the energy around his. Well, so he's going Walter Reed mainly to say hello to some soldiers and pep up morale. And while he's there, he might as well have his. Well, he said semi-annual, but Caroline Levitt said his normal annual. So they can't even get their story straight.
Yeah. So okay, let's take a look at just what's the energy. What do we need to know about his semi-annual, annual medical exam for entertainment purposes only?
Clearly entertaining.
Okay, Seven of Wands. That's probably a pretty good card to describe what's going on. There's a whole bunch of things going wrong with him, and he's trying to defend as best he can. The challenge is the Ace of Swords. The Sword of Truth is out there. It's funny, Fox
Death is coming with his sickle, and he's beating it off with a stick. So, I guess it's not a sickle. Is it a sickle? What does he get? A scythe. A scythe. I'm sorry.
A scythe, yeah.
It's a sickle with a stick on the end of it.
You've got the Sword of Truth out there. It's the truth that, he's defending his actions. I'm going for my physical. The challenge is that's really not the truth. This is not a routine thing. This is probably a follow-up, or this is we need to monitor the progress of whatever it is you are combating right now.
Mm-hmm.
Energy underneath is the Two of Wands, actions that we need to take in the future. This is part preventative, part checkup. Checking in on things, looking to the future, and what actions do we need to take? Are we good? Are you stable, or do we need to take additional actions? He does disappear for several days at a time. In the past, you got the Three of Pentacles. This could very easily be the medical team.
Yep.
His medical advisors talking and trying to come up with a plan for keeping his health going.
How do we keep Bernie alive?
Yep. Current energy is strength. We got to make sure he appears strong. Got to take care of the man. Take your medicine, Mr. Lion. Overarching energy is the Ace of Pentacles. If you take your medicine, you take this big horse pill, you can continue doing what you need to do. You got two aces so far. And the Ace of Cups. The lesson to be learned is Ace of Cups. This is all about emotion, trying to keep your emotion, like a new upwelling of emotion. It's an interesting card. I'm kind of wondering if we're going to get the Ace of Wands coming in to wrap this thing up. There's
a four of a kind.
Yeah, it's off to Vegas, baby. So the Ace is about starting something. So it's an emotional beginning. It's funny because the timing of his Walter Reed visit will be right after they have announced what's going on with the Peace Prize. I was mistaken, David. So yesterday, I was thinking that they were going to announce it at 5 o'clock. I was assuming it was Eastern time in the evening. It's at 4:45, 5 o'clock Eastern time in the morning. So
because it's being announced in Norway, so that's probably the midday for them.
Yeah, exactly. He may be an emotional wreck because someone has said in the comments, and I don't know where this information comes from. They're saying that Elon Musk had been nominated and was a finalist, but they don't really publish the list of people who are finalists.
They don't list the top 3 in the honorable mention.
Yeah,
they name who won.
But could you imagine, just supposing for a second that was true, if Elon Musk won the Peace Prize? Oh my God, Trump would have a set of kittens. All right. And let's see if we get the final ace. Oh, Page of Pentacles, close. The outcome is the Page of Pentacles. His health will be okay for another day. Is kind of what I'm getting out of that. Go on, enjoy your health. Enjoy those things of value. Enjoy life.
Yeah. I'm curious about his team, his communication team, like Caroline Levitt, Susie Wilds, his name I couldn't remember earlier today. The inner circle. What are they? He's going to Walter Reed. What are they feeling about this thing? Because obviously they know a lot more about what's going on than we do.
Yeah, you think?
They actually know what's going on and aren't telling us.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are they getting from all this? Okay, there's your 3 of coins.
Okay.
Discussing things about about his dark health in private. This upcoming things that are coming up. How do we keep him seated in power as he loses his marbles? What's going to happen? His health's not great, and he's losing his mind. King of Wands. Yeah, it's kind of how do you project power when the Mad King is losing his mind?
Mm-hmm.
Looking for, they're concerned. They really do. They're doing everything they can to weaken at Bernie's this guy. Everything they can do to keep him pumped up full of drugs, or Patterns of Force for all the Star Trek original fans out there. Original series.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so what's going to be the outcome of this? So I got the Page of Pentacles. So it seems like everything, he'll get a clean bill of health. He's like a young
that's what they'll come out saying. They'll say he's fine.
What's it really going to be? What's it really looking like? Oops. Okay, you got the 6 of Cups. It's that probably ties with your mental regression. he's going from 10 to 4 as far as age, mental age. Knight of Wands, and it's moving forward. It's not racing forward, but it is moving forward. It's actions that they can't stop. It's going to continue. 7 of Pentacles. It's kind of like looking at what kind of treatments can they give to him in the future. What are our options going forward? Because he's on Team Crazy, and it's become more and more apparent.
Well, it's kind of interesting, right? Because it looks like you've got 2 different things going on, right? Because you've got his physical health.
Yep.
And then you got his mental health.
Yep.
And I'm wondering if by treating his physical health, it's making his mental health worse.
That would explain. It's almost like that Ace of Cups as the lesson to be learned card.
No, he wants to make it to the Middle East. He's hell bent for leather to get over there, and then he's going to go to Egypt.
Yep.
Yeah. Egypt. That's a good place to go.
He should go visit Iran. I hear that they would give him a welcome. Oh,
they will welcome him like no other American president's ever been welcomed.
Oh yeah,
I assure you.
Open
welcome
arms.
Like you've never seen. The biggest welcome. They love him there.
Card underneath is the world coming to the end of the cycle, and underneath the world was the Fool card, beginning of another cycle. So,
out of the frying pan into the fire.
Yeah, it's kind of like this is the end of this, and we're going to be going down a new path after.
I wonder if they're running out of treatment options for him.
That's exactly. I think between those 2 cards and that 7 of Pentacles, it's kind of like, okay, what can we do in the future?
We've done what we can do.
Yep.
Off to palliative care with you.
Yes. Melania can put on the nurse costume now.
Yeah, he'd like that.
Well, maybe Laura Loomer could put on the nurse costume.
Oh, apparently she nominated him for a Nobel Peace Prize today.
Laura
Officially,
Lumerton
yes, officially nominated him for a Nobel Peace Prize.
for 2026.
I don't know what year. I just read the title of the article. I didn't bother reading it because it was ridiculous.
Yeah, well, because I think you have to have your nominations in by like February of
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if it was 2026. Will his can you imagine if they gave him one posthumously?
Well, if he goes to Iran, maybe they could make that arrangement.
That would be amazing because Trump. If any honor after he's dead would be like the biggest insult. You couldn't give it to me when I was alive. I'm dead and I can't enjoy it. Terrible.
But the Trump boys would be insufferable.
I mean, he's only solved like a war a month since he's been in office.
Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
It would be just like the Norwegians to screw him over and wait till he's dead before they give him an award.
Yeah, those crazy Norwegians, they're going to overlook the whole. We'll look past the whole Venezuelan.
We're so petty. We'll wait till you're dead before we acknowledge you. Somebody threw it. I'm gonna throw cards on this. Somebody threw out there that folks in Norway are actually stressing out because they feel like Trump's gonna hit him with a bunch of tariffs if he doesn't get his bauble.
He probably will.
And I said, "Oh my God, Gary and I didn't even look at that when we read on that the other day."
No, we didn't.
So which might explain that Nine of Swords card where I was getting like, boy, they're really anxious about this for some reason.
Yep.
Take a look. If Trump doesn't get his Nobel Peace Prize, is he going to hit Norway with tariffs? Well, somebody's having a moment. Eight of Cups, walking away. Strong emotions and emotionally walking away. Underneath it all is the Queen of Pentacles, the practicality of it. And I think this is what the Norwegians, that famously passionate group of people, are dealing with. They have strong convictions on this. And do they have to walk away from their convictions for the practicality of not having a U.S. president put tariffs on them in the past? 10 of Coins. The trade between Norway and the United States. Big trading partner. Big wealthy economic ally who's threatening you. Current situation is the King of Pentacles. And here we go. Give me what I want. And I want money and I want my bauble. I have to have my bauble here. Oh, dear. Overarching entry is Seven of Swords. It's taking something that doesn't belong to you. Stealing it from somebody who would be worthy. This is kind of like the ultimate, F you to DEI type thing, Mm-hmm. Notice also somebody pointed out that they don't ever say diversity, equity, and inclusion. They say DEI because if they say they're against diversity, equity, and inclusion, they sound really terrible.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, taking something that you don't deserve, white privilege type thing, but from somebody who did deserve it. Yep. Because, resources and connections and threats. There's a chance that they give him something or he takes something that doesn't belong to him. Lesson to be learned is the Knight of Wands. If they do that, it's part of a kind of a deal. But I also like, okay, we'll cut him a deal. We'll just give him what he wants. He'll go away and we'll be fine. But the problem is with Trump, once you give him something, yep, he always wants more.
Yep.
So I was about to say, this card reminds me of whack-a-mole. You've got your stick and you whack the mole and you think, okay, the mole's down. Now it goes away forever. That's not how the game is played. Let Trump play whack-a-mole with other countries. You'll fall off his radar after a while if you don't give him a shiny bauble. Outcome, the Three of Swords, heartbreak and betrayal.
Who's heartbroken?
Trump, oh, God. My initial reaction is if you give him what he wants and what he doesn't deserve, he doesn't uphold his end of the deal.
Yeah.
And if you betray your integrity, although we don't have the card of integrity here, if you betray your integrity, you're screwed too. The only thing I can imagine, I'll throw one clarifier on this: if they promised him something and then they don't give it to him. But let's get three clarifiers on that. We got celebration, maybe next time, the death card. It really makes me feel like they don't. Well,
my gut feeling is they're going to
2026. We'll give it to you in 2026. You'll be celebrated because you're bringing it into the war.
He'll be dead. We'll give it
or,
to you
or something. I think that's what they'll go with it. No, he was so close with that Peace Prize in the Middle East, but he just didn't quite get there.
Yeah.
But it would also, again, if he does get one and you want to look back at this and say you're wrong, it's like, well, okay, if they did give it to him, then it's like, and then next year he's going to want another one. Because now that everybody celebrates him, the party should never stop.
Yeah.
And that's it. You cannot make a deal with this man. You cannot. Cash Peters wonders what happens if you just gave him the Nobel Peace Prize. Maybe he'll just go away. No. That's not how it works. He is a parasite. You give him something, he's coming back for more and more and more.
Yep. No, hey, you're not getting an argument from me on that.
No.
The comments were overwhelmingly in favor of don't give him anything, and if you give it to him, you will corrupt the value of this prize, and he'll keep coming back for more. Those were kind of the top three.
All I'll say is that Queen of Pentacles was underneath there, and that's just a card of practicality.
Yeah.
It's sometimes, it's just easier to give in to the terrorist than to have to, is that the hill you want to fight on?
Yep.
We'll see. Well, I guess, we record this at 6:30 Pacific time on October 9th. Yeah. Probably by the time folks are watching this.
Yeah, they will announce it, right?
The late night crew, the Alps of the world, they're going to be watching this, and then half an hour later they're going to find out if he actually got it or not. Yep. I'd still be tickled pink if they gave him a participation trophy. I think that would be the most amazing thing.
a little gold-plated trophy made of plastic gold plate.
Oh, lay it on thick. Anyways, that's all I got.
That's all I got.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching this video and supporting our channel. We appreciate it.
Yeah. If you like these videos, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe and hit the bell. We'll wake you up with a new one. Leave a comment. I read them all and respond to many.
And unlike those other Twin Tarot channels that probably give you accurate, insightful readings, we try and bribe you with special cards at the end that probably don't mean anything at all, but we like to pretend they do.
So, so I've got a special shout out here. So don't
special shout out.
Yes,
I'll give you the card first, then you can shout out.
I was going to say, don't pull the card on it. So you already okay. So this is from Maida Duggan, and here's her comment. There absolutely does not need to be a reading on Trump getting a Nobel Peace Prize. You are treating your reading as a joke. Shame on you! 3 exclamation points. And goodbye! 3 exclamation points. She just doesn't love us anymore.
We're not everybody's cup of tea.
Clearly. And we just did kind of a derivative of a second reading on Trump's Nobel Peace Prize. Yeah.
There's a saying, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. I believe that's a Linda G saying.
Indeed.
She didn't originate it, but she perfected it.
Indeed. My response is basically, not all of our readings are going to be serious. I mean, we're trying to be the click and clack. We use click and clack of Card Talk as kind of inspiration for our approach to this. I mean, when we read the cards, we try and be as accurate and insightful as we can. It doesn't mean that we're going to be like attending a funeral every time we throw cards, though.
Yeah, there are plenty of solemn tarot card readers out there. You have your pick of lifeless solemn tarot card readers.
No offense to the solemn.
Maybe we should get the Emma, now I'm forgetting the actress's name. She plays Madame Trelawney on the Harry Potter series. Emma
Oh,
Thomas. Emma. Hold on, I'll get it.
Madame Trelawney was. I could picture the actress, not Emma Watson. You have to look it up. I'm going to give a shout out, not to Susie
Emma
Zucchi.
Thompson.
What, is it Emma Thompson?
Emma Thompson.
Oh, okay, I had the wrong one.
Look at the big glasses and the shawls and walk around saying, "Oh, the grim."
Susie Zucchi wanted to give a shout out for her son Bob, who's just turned 55.
He's such a young guy.
Indeed.
He's my God, my deck's
He's an
upside down.
down king of cups. He's the king of cups.
He's in Australia trying to drink, and all the beer pours out of his cup.
That could be. That's all I've got as far as special shout outs and call outs.
Well, there you go. I mean, it's unfortunate that that woman said goodbye and is never going to be back. She's going to miss her special shout out.
I know. It's just tragic, isn't it?
It rips your heart apart.
Well, oh, I do have another shout out. Yay! This is from IK, also known as LK. 252, who made a very kind contribution to the channel. Thank you so much, LK.
We give you the Lord God Emperor card.
Yes, you are the boss.
Leave a snide comment on that other lady's comment.
Yes, and here is the card for the rest of us, the Ten of Swords. We just want to put an end to this damn peace prize.
We lost 10 subscribers on this video alone.
And I apologize to anyone who is now seeing me in this T-shirt for like the third straight reading.
His wife is out of town, and Gary doesn't know where the laundry detergent is.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I had a different shirt on all day today, but when I saw the rhinoceros on that Montreal cognitive test, just like, oh, I've got a shirt with a rhinoceros.
He did this. He held his nose and reached in the hamper.
Yeah, so there you go. Thank you, folks, for watching. We truly appreciate you.
All right, and we'll catch you on the next video. Take care.
Bye.